Have you ever done that thing where you make a big resolution, you're super excited about it, and then like a week later, poof, it's gone? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to dive into the real science of why it's so incredibly hard to make change stick, and more importantly, what we can actually do about it.
Oh man, this is so relatable, right? We've all been there. You have the absolute best intentions, but then one little thing, the smell of pizza, a really long day at work, and suddenly that new habit just evaporates. It's so easy to feel like it's a personal failure. But what if I told you it's not?
Yeah, because that's what everyone tells us, right? Just try harder, have more willpower. But honestly, the real reasons we struggle are way more interesting than that. They're literally hardwired into our brains. So this isn't about being weak. It's about understanding the hidden system you're actually up against.
Okay, so let's get into it. First up, let's talk about your brain's autopilot. See, your brain is kind of lazy in a good way. It wants to save energy. So it creates these automatic routines for pretty much everything. And this powerful, invisible system, it's called the habit loop.
Think of it like a path in a forest, one that's been walked 1,000 times. It's smooth, it's easy. Now imagine trying to hack your way through the dense woods right next to it. Which one are you going to take? Your brain always chooses the easy path. So when you try to change a habit, that old path is still right there, practically yelling, "Hey, over here, this way is easy and safe."
And here's the wild part. This powerful loop is made of just 3 simple steps. First, there's the cue. That's the trigger, like your phone buzzing. Then the routine, the action itself, grabbing your phone to scroll. And finally, the reward, that little hit of satisfaction or distraction. Every single one of your habits, the good and the bad, they all follow this exact same pattern.
So here's the secret sauce, the big takeaway. Don't try to fight the loop. That's a losing battle. Instead, you just reshape it. You keep the cue the same, say coming home from work exhausted, and you keep the reward the same, that feeling of unwinding. But you consciously swap out the routine in the middle. So instead of slumping on the couch for TV, maybe you watch one 10-minute YouTube video in English. See? You're still giving your brain the reward it's craving, just through a much better habit.
All right, so you've reshaped your loop. Awesome. But then you hit the next wall, what I like to call motivation's false promise. We're talking about the truth behind the dopamine drop. That initial rush of excitement you get when you start something new, that's all thanks to a brain chemical called dopamine. And the big problem with dopamine, it never, ever lasts.
I love this analogy. Think about when you get a brand new notebook. That first page, right? Your handwriting is perfect. It's beautiful. You're so careful. But by page 20, it's just a messy scrawl. That is the dopamine crash in action. The big, exciting fireworks at the beginning fade out, and all you're left with is, well, the quiet routine. And this is so key. So many of us stop right there. We think, well, I guess I lost my motivation. But that's not the problem. The real mistake was relying on motivation in the first place. Think of it like a sparkler. It's bright and exciting, but it burns out fast. It's not a sustainable fuel. You don't need a spark, you need a system. So, how do you do that? You build a system of tiny, almost ridiculously small habits. The goal is to make it so easy your brain can't even argue with it. Study for 2 hours a day? My brain is already resisting that. But learn 5 new words. My brain just goes, whatever, that's nothing, I can do that. And that's how you win.
Okay, let's talk about the third big boss we have to fight, your willpower. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Willpower isn't infinite. It's not about being strong or weak. It's a battery, like the one on your phone. It starts at 100% in the morning, and every little decision you make all day just drains it, bit by bit.
So, it's 9 a.m. Your willpower battery is at a full 100%. You walk into the office, see a box of donuts, and you just walk right past. No problem. You're a superhero of self-control. Making the right choice feels totally effortless.
But then the day happens. You have to decide what to have for lunch, how to word that tricky email, whether to take the stairs or the elevator. Each one of those little choices takes a tiny sip from your battery. Fast forward to 3 p.m., you're down to maybe 40%. Suddenly, resisting that same donut, it's a lot harder now, isn't it?
And by 8 p.m., forget about it. Your battery is blinking red down to 10%. That piece of chocolate cake in the fridge, it's not just tempting anymore. It feels impossible to resist. And listen, this is crucial. You didn't get weaker throughout the day. Your resources just ran out. This is exactly why most diets get broken at night.
So the big question is, how do you protect this precious battery? Well, you stop trying to fight and start designing. You design your environment so the good choice is the easy choice. Put your running shoes right by the door. That way you don't have to decide to run, you just put them on. Keep healthy snacks out on the counter where you can see them. The goal is to reduce the number of decisions you have to make so you save that precious willpower for when it really counts.
Okay, this brings us to the last piece of the puzzle. And honestly, this is the most powerful one of all. Because you can have the perfect habit loop, a system of tiny habits, and a fully charged willpower battery, and you can still fail if your new habit isn't connected to something much, much deeper. And that thing is your identity.
Think about this for a second. The difference is huge. A goal like, I want to read more books, that's action-based. It feels like a chore, right? Something you have to do. But what if you change the goal to, I am a reader? That's identity-based. Suddenly, picking up a book isn't homework anymore. It's just what you do. It's an expression of who you are.
And that right there is the ultimate secret. Lasting change isn't about forcing yourself to do new things. It happens when those new things start to change what you believe about yourself. Every time you go for a run, you're casting a vote for the identity of, I am a runner. Every time you learn 5 new words, you're casting a vote for, I am a language learner.
So at the end of the day, that's the real question that determines if a habit sticks or not. You can hack your habit loops, you can build tiny systems, you can protect your willpower all day long, but the real deep transformation, that happens when your habits become the proof of the person you're becoming. So the most important question isn't just what you want to achieve, it's who do you want to become?